Excuse me. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Allison, and I'm here to do some streaming. Wanted to stream a bit earlier this week, but, well, life, what can I say? Gets in the way sometimes. Just is what it is. Just do my quick check to make sure everything is up and running. I believe it is. I have the correct bot on that. And I believe that is looking okay. Let's see. Given my paranoia, checked everything. Pretty sure Twitch is up and running. I think I saw it already. Yep, that is good. So Twitch is up and running. I know YouTube is up and running because I could see it. All right. And yeah, so that should work out good. All right. So what we're going to be working on today is I'm going to be inking more of my character, the Cardinal, for my manga that I'm going to be submitting to one of the bigger manga studios in both America and Japan. So hopefully that will be really good. The Cardinal is a villain, and effectively kind of a Darth Vader-esque kind of character. That's the way I've kind of thought of him. So yeah, so that being said, let's kind of take a look and see. All right, so this is where we left off last time. Get some light on here, some extra light. If I need to, I'm going to go turn on a couple lights in the place, but hey, because, you know, I am dwelling from the basement of chaos. And I'm just going to put my hair back because it's annoying me. Because, you know, ponytails are cool. All right. And, right, so we're going to be going back to the wonderful use of the G pen today. Which you can see here. And from here, we're also going to be using a bit more of my Winsor Newton ink. It is a black Indian ink. A little bit of shake. I have a regular number 2 pencil over here for reasons. And we got, also if I wanted to, I have some Black Magic, Higgins Black Magic ink as well, India ink. And I have the all-important Pepsi Zero. And gloved up. I was at the studio yesterday that I work at once a week, and I was actually kind of happy I forgot my India ink and stuff, because I was it meant that I didn't have to, I didn't ink it here, I didn't finish inking that there. So I worked on some character design stuff. Getting rid of the bubbles. Popping bubbles. These bubbles are cool. Okay, let's see where we want to begin. I noticed I missed something right in here off the glove. So it's where his shard connects, or lens. I haven't fully decided what I'm calling them yet. I mean, they're effectively Lensman lenses. But hey, Lensman is public domain. But I don't think I really want to make this Lensman. I have a Lensman idea. I probably won't do because of doing this, and it basically uses some of those ideas. So most likely sticking with the idea of you calling them shards. That's what I get for not doing warm-ups. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do one thing on this. I can see what the hell. There, good. So I can see the chat, which is always handy. Or chats, as it were, because I believe I got everything working correctly. Give that a bit of a turn. I like the glass on this, but I think it's a bit easier for me to turn when I use this board, so just drop on the ink color. I did. Okay. I sometimes wonder if I properly dissolve the film that's on this. It should probably hold a little more. But, figure it out. The amount of times I've washed and cleaned it, it should be good. Not my best curve. Thankfully, a lot of that's going to be black it out. One of the bot I use that kind of helps with some of the management in this is called Botrix. I keep wanting to call it Botox. The Cardinal is a character from originally. He's always been one of my science fiction villains, and he's effectively an analog of Darth Vader. I mean, he's always been was formerly a good guy turn bad guy type of thing. Except for I never really saw him as redeemable. I also had this thought that his cape kind of can go in and out of like the shoulder pads, kind of like can drop down and go up because he usually wraps himself with it and things. He looks kind of like a bat in some ways, but not the. He doesn't really have the ears. His face design and stuff was originally a lot more Morlon-esque from Babylon 5, but that's changed over the years. I think I first created this guy, God, it had to be like over 20 years ago now. So I think it kind of fits that I put him in a tokusatsu kind of piece. Now, of the group that he's affiliated with, actually he's affiliated technically with two groups, but I'm not really going to go into that. But the group that you'll see him at first with, he's not the leader. He represents a different faction with them, and but he is probably the most dangerous of them. I mean, the leader of that faction that he's with, she's very dangerous. Shelley Skeleta. She's going to marry a Repulsa character. And he's on a similar strength to her. Or her other minions are definitely not of that caliber. I'm waiting for a cat to show up. I had let them escape the basement of chaos to roam the house and bring their chaos elsewhere. But you know, they do have a tendency of showing up when I'm streaming. Okay, I gotta cut this down a bit so I don't have a tangent here. Taking that line up a little bit. There we go. Got a little paper on that one. Thankfully, Bristol board is pretty good at handling that. I have deleter paper, which they use to draw manga on, but I find it's way too thin. It feels just like a slightly more expensive copy paper. I've printed some stuff out on it and things, and worked with it, but I much prefer Bristol board. I guess you can't take the little Western comicer out of this mangaka. One day I will pronounce that word correctly in Japanese, but it probably will not be this day. Alright, the other thing I want to do real quick, I want to make sure I'm not missing shouts, because that annoyed the shit out of me the other day. So I'm going to turn off the volume. Nope. Good. Very good. Okay, back to this. It's funny, the manga I'm working on, I'm actually doing it all digitally. I got the first 5 pages fully laid out. Some of the pages are actually mostly done at this point, but yeah, so I probably won't be using the G Pen to ink it traditionally. So I made up for it. I'm using a digital G Pen. I must say, I do like using the G Pen. It's fun. Do one of the most important things. Turn the page. Yep. Gotta be a bit more careful. Thankfully, I didn't drop any ink out. I also need to watch where I'm putting the line. Like, watch ahead of the line. Not look at the line as it's going, but look a little bit ahead. And that will let me throw the line a little bit better. That was a child screaming. I'm hoping she's having a nice time and not being kidnapped. It's weird living in a neighborhood that has like kids around and stuff, because I've lived in the area of the city I lived in for past few years. There was no kids. Keep fucking that up. The outdoor noises are so much different around here. It's like I'm not hearing the train. I'm not hearing ambulances currently because I live next to a hospital. I also live like right by train tracks. There was also a fire department that was close by. So I'm not really not used to almost no noise at night. That sounds like Rocket. Yep, he's right outside the door. I was right. Didn't quite get that the way I wanted it, but the other things I need to work with at some point is I gotta get a new Maru nib. I broke my other one. Let's just say that took talent. I have a jet pen order that I've loosely started to throw together to get some pieces that I want. Not the best way to make a thicker line, but hey. Again, it's one of those situations that I typically have more control of the brush. But when the editor says, "Hey, can you use a G pen?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can. Use G pen all the time." I haven't used G pen since I was in high school. That was way too long. I used to joke with my friends, like, "Oh, we'll be old one day, like 30. I remember 30. Part of me somewhat misses 30. I have whiteout to fix some of my goofs, so it's also good. Okay, let's see. If anyone's watching and just wants to give like a hello world in the chat, I'd appreciate it just to set my mind at ease that everything's working correctly with the different chat things I'm using to try to watch the chats. I would really appreciate that. No, that was dumb. Let's put my hand right in the wet ink. Well, again, that's why we have whiteout. Turn the page a little bit more. It's the other reason I think I like digital inking a little bit more, because I can't smudge it unless I want to. Oh, for anyone who backed my Kickstarter, the files are going out to be printed, so that will be really cool. Looking forward to getting those back and actually getting the book. My hope is to have everything basically starting to go out next week or so. Oh, sick of being tired all the time. I slept till 2 today. Definitely could have presented a problem since I wanted to stream at 3. Tintros. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, ups and downs. Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Yeah, as I like to say, SSDD. Same shit, different day. And that about sums up everything. Yep, I'm still in the Boston area. I'm actually a bit south of Boston right now. I moved in with my brother, and I'm in his house. I've taken over his basement, and hence renamed it the Basement of Chaos. Did you plant a flag? Yes, I have planted a flag. The Alikat Comics flag flies outside of the place. Not really. But hey, it could be kind of cool. Maybe I'll make one. I wonder if Vistaprints makes flags. I'm sure uh, the other roommate in the house would love it. Yep, dipped that a bit too far. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not supposed to cover the hole with ink. Oops. The armor gives you kind of vibes of some of the Rifts Robotech Palladium art I have. Yeah, well, I mean, it should. I mean, Palladium. Rifts definitely was an artistic inspiration for me as a kid. Particularly the Wormwood collection, which was done. All the art was done by Tim Truman. Or at least a lot of the art was done by Tim Truman. It's basically his setting, and that's basically how I found Grimjack was from Riffs. But I always thought the art in Riffs was really cool, and yeah, I mean, I always thought Robotech looked kind of cool. I never really got into Robotech, but I always thought no, the mecha and the jets look kind of cool and stuff. So technically that is mecha, but hey, who's counting? I mean, when it came to mecha anime, I was more of a Leiji Matsumoto fan. Yeah, yeah. Kevin Sabaya is definitely not back. Oh, he's yeah. He's like, my system is perfect. Your system is a ripoff of Dungeons and Dragons First Edition. Is not perfect. How the hell did I do that? I'm getting good at smudging this. I thought I was being a bit more careful than that. This is a tokusatsu style character, so yeah. Oh, good to see you. We got around. All right, well, you have a good one. Have a good time, and hope things are better. Thank you for coming by. I did that pretty good. But hey, as I said, that's what whiteout's for. I need to drink something. I must remember the cup that's like right over here is not for drinking. I guarantee anyone who's ever built models or painted models for war games or painted in general or anything like that has made that mistake at least once. So we have the mug that specifically has on it not coffee. I'm still gonna have to put this over here so I don't spill it. All right. Okay, still nothing. All right. Well, I definitely know the Twitch part of my chat stream is working. One of these days I have to hook a better camera up here than the webcam I'm using. I have a few DSLRs that I want to hook up. I need to find out if I have to check find some connections for them. Like I was hoping I had I have two Nikon ones. I want to see if there's a AC adapter for it. And I have my Canon, which will just run off the battery, but I actually tried to get an AC adapter for it and it said it worked with it, but yeah, it didn't. That was annoying. Let's see. Still trying to keep all this in here. And when I finish this up, well, hopefully I'll have this finished this stream. Aiming to be done with it this stream. If I have some time, I'm going to work on some of my other character design stuff that I have. I'm working on some character turnarounds. And I'll pull those out. I need to do one for him at some point too. Well, I have to do one for all of that crew of villains, but he is. I probably have the best design thoughts on him because I've drawn him for so long. But I do want to do a character turnaround thing, and then probably set some lineups and stuff. Throw some lines. I see you out there in YouTube land watching. Feel free to chime in if you want. If I love to see if the YouTube chat is connected and working. So I believe it is, but I'm paranoid. Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get me. How the hell did I run out that quick? Okay. This is not the first piece that I did with the whatchamacallit, with the G pen. It is the first piece that I smudged in God knows how many years, but hey, we're all allowed to do it. I guarantee pro inkers still do it. Should probably bug Sandra Hope about that. Hey, do you still smudge with your pens on occasion, your brushes? I think she still uses a G pen. I'm not sure if Peach Momoko inks her work, because I think she just goes to watercolor. But she would strike me as the type that would use the whatchamacallit, that she would use a G pen if she inked, being that, well, she's Japanese. And manga over there is, the mangakas over there generally all use the G pen. A lot of them are also switching to Clip Studio lately, but I don't blame them. Need help. I'm going to be using Clip Studio. Well, I am using Clip Studio for this, so. I keep turning this one. Let's do this. There. That's easy. That's much. Amazing. Okay. Just trying to get where I'm comfortable with this. I do. Definitely do not have control with this that I have with other tools, but it is what it is. All right. we'll touch this up a bit with some brushes and pens and things. We'll go from there. All right, so I have the G pen sitting there. All right. That's my Maro pen. And it's like force separated. Can't really see it, but yeah. Somehow I did that. And I'm not sure how. I'm pretty sure I have another Maro tip around here, but where it is anybody's guess. Okay. Got a few different sizes of brushes. I'm not using the Winsor Newton for this stuff because it's not really necessary for what I want to do. I'm just going to be filling in some spot blacks and stuff, so let's kind of go in. Probably won't even need that bigger brush. And the brush definitely holds more ink than the G pen does. Just kind of dabbing it in right now more than anything else. I have a smaller brush, but I think I can get this with this one. No, that was Rocket. He's telling me something. Oh. Yeah, I know. Rocket's here. That's what he's trying to tell me. He's like, I'm here, give me attention. Here, I'll put you on TV in a minute. No. Oh, Kaiju's here too. If I was smart, I would be doing this with the smaller pen, but you know, I'm a glutton for punishment. The smaller brush, I should say, not pen. Yeah, I know, Rocket. I'm not giving you attention. I'm inking. He's not very happy. Oh, hey, how's it going, Jay? Jay Durant Art. Good to see you. Yep, I know, Rocket. You want attention. 1 second, everybody. How you doing, buddy? Huh? You do the breath. You do the breath. Yes, you are. You're breathing. Ah, let's see here. You haven't been on Twitch for about a year. I've been on and off. And this is Rocket. He's Brad. I'm trying to stream more. For a little bit, I was streaming multiple times a week, but as of right now, Fridays is generally the day I really try to go and do it. And, working on manga. Yeah, I love you. And I tied my hair back so you can't attack it. Yes, I love you. You can go. You don't want to go. It's going to make arting very difficult. He's a cat. He doesn't give a shit. You gonna get down? No. What you doing to you? I'm gonna put you down. Yeah, there we go. Well, and Kaiju went and attacked his big brother. Alright, back to that. Yes, my cat wears a tuxedo. And the other one wears a business suit. Figure he's gray and white, so that works. They'll track. I'm working on a character. Just basically, one of the reasons I was doing this was to practice working with the G pen. Now I'm just filling in black, so I don't really feel G pen-ish with this part because I think that would take forever and be stupid. But this is a character called the Cardinal. He is part of a manga that I'm hopefully going to be working on with a manga studio in the near future. Let's see. I was approached by them. It may or may not have had something to do with me tagging them constantly in pictures. But hey, I've attracted some attention, as it were. I thought that was dry. I was wrong. It's not that bad. But this is one of the villains of it. He is known as the Cardinal. And he's basically a fallen member of the order that that the lead character is part of. He's a Darth Vader-ish kind of character. Except for, really doesn't have any redeeming qualities. Unless you count his beautiful singing voice. Thank you. I'm definitely having fun with this. Yeah, they do. One of the things about this is it's a tokusatsu style manga. And I'm playing off of. I never really watched it as a kid because when it came out, I had to be like 16 or 17. Actually, I think it was 17. Power Rangers. I have since watched the Japanese version, Ranger, and that was interesting. We'll leave it at that. But the thing about Power Rangers that always kind of hit me weird was that the lead characters, the 5 Rangers, were specifically picked because they were teenagers. So Zordon basically said, hey, I want to make child soldiers. Get me teenagers. I mean, at least the newer movie kind of addressed that if they just kind of randomly found the power coins. I did like the new movie. I thought it was fun. A lot of my friends liked it too, and some of them grew up with Power Rangers, so they really enjoyed that. So the manga is called Why Was I Chosen? And it kind of approaches that element of, the lead character is a child soldier. I'm not going to do the fingers. So yeah, that's basically my idea behind it is, where I have a tokusatsu character, kind of a combination of Mass Rider slash Power Ranger esque thing. Yeah, Common Rider, which common basically means mask. Um, and, you know, the Power Ranger esque idea. And I'm putting in some of my concepts I had for a Lensman comic into it. That the thing that they use to transform is effectively a lens. I'm gonna leave the bottom part unfilled in, I think. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, so Why Was I Chosen is going to be the name of the manga, and the type of knight that she is. She's a Dragoon Ranger. Because I figure nobody uses Dragoon for anything anymore. Like, you don't really hear that except for like in Final Fantasy. And I'm like, they're like a highly specialized cavalry unit. So I'm like, that works. So she's a Dragoon Ranger there. They got the Ranger in there, like a lot of Super Sentai stuff has, and other things. But yeah. So I figured that'd be sufficiently silly. I noticed in there's an anime over in Japan that's like the Red Ranger gets pushed into an isekai genre place, and I was like, this is hilarious. So, and they specifically call it a Red Ranger, so I was like, yeah, let's kind of go with it. And I took a few of a few magical girl aspects will be appearing in this too, because like the creator of Sailor Moon basically said that she wanted to do a like literally a like an Ultraman style thing, or I forget the Sentai show that she specifically referenced, but it was one of the Super Sentai shows. And she's like, I want to do that with a bunch of girls. And I'm like, cool. So that kind of makes sense that Sailor Moon is basically that. Do I still work digital? Yes, I do. Actually, the manga itself will be done digitally. Um, there is no way I am doing the whole thing up and scanning it and everything. Um, that's going to take way, way too long. But with the editor I was talking with, he was like, you know how to work with a G pen? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I haven't used a G pen since probably the late 90s, mid to late 90s. So, and I'm reteaching myself. I guess I didn't get enough ink on that. I also found that when I live stream, I think it's kind of cooler to work more traditionally. So I try to work traditionally when I live stream. But when I get to actually working on, I mean, I've done some pages already for the manga, which I'm doing a one-shot, which actually doesn't even feature this character. It features a completely different character for the villain of it. But then again, it's a one-shot. And this guy's, I want him part of like a major story arc. So if it gets picked up and goes beyond the one-shot, I can do it. If it doesn't, no big deal. Maybe I'll just do it myself. Japanese publishers really like their one-shots, so. Yes, if this does get published, there is a strong likelihood it will be published in Japan. And over here. The really cool thing is I don't have to draw it from right to left. They're like, no, you're American. You don't read that way normal. Do it your own way. I was like, I can do that. Done that in, it's not that big of a deal. People get the point. And this is where I wasn't super worried about smudging on this. These boots are mostly black. And I'll pull up the shot of the lead character in a minute that I have. I actually penciled it digitally, and then I inked the whole thing with the G pen. Yeah, that was I definitely consider that a reasonable accommodation myself. That's like, no, you're not Japanese, you don't read that way. Do it your way that you read. That's crazy. We'll just, adapt. My guess is they'll probably flip it, but hey, whatever. I don't care. They pay me. I don't care. If it's published over here, they'll publish it the correct way. Or they might just do what they do in Japan, which is they'll just retranslate it and work with the balloons as best as possible. That's basically what they do with manga nowadays. They don't flip it or anything. They just re-letter it. As long as I don't have to letter the kanji, we're good, because my Japanese is so good. You can kind of get by listening. Speaking, not so much. I wouldn't use this brush to really ink lines or anything like that, because it's just not that good of a brush. But for fill, it's fine. This is a cheap brush, a cheap watercolor pack I got. I don't really want to fill it up again, so I'll just grab a pen and do some minor correction as it were. .005 micron is not going to help me. 5 still not enough. I want a 1. There's a 1. So I got 1 and 2 threes. Thought I might have needed the other one, but yeah, guess not. 3, that's the one. Okay. Yeah. And he doesn't usually power down out of his armor, so he's always pretty much armored up at all times. And the dragoons are much more powerful when they're in their armor. They're still strong no matter what because they have the lens, or I've been calling them shards. So when they have those, they're still very, very potent. But when they have the armor up, they're more so. They're basically much more superhero-esque. Okay, that's good. It's funny, my friend Dan, Daniel Warren Johnson, when he works with microns, he's like, I only use the 0.8. I'm like, I envy you that you can pull that off, but hey, I need different sizes. With this, if I go into detail with it, it's more just kind of for fun. If I want to fix the smudging, I can white it out, or if I scan it, I can just go through and correct it that way. Let's fix this kind of area right up here. Let's thicken this a bit. Something else I was talking about earlier with his cape. I was thinking it can kind of like extend out of his shoulder pads and kind of like go longer and shorter and things, because he'll like wrap himself up in it, so he looks like this cloaked figure kind of coming towards him with his head's out. Doesn't really have a cloak, but this kind of intimidating figure. And I admit I got the idea from the Vorlons from Babylon 5. That's what I think. Oh, so you're doing pages traditionally and then fixing them? Yeah, no, I get that. I was actually doing that for a little bit. Sword and Sorcery book that is now on hold that I was going to work on with Peter Palmiotti, my infamous partner in crime, um, for my friend's Sword and Sorcery website. I was going to draw the entire thing traditionally, then he was going to ink it traditionally, and we were going to try to make it look kind of like oh, Buscema and Chen kind of look to it. I mean, I wasn't going to ape Buscema, but for his style, but I was going to take some of his. I was going to definitely pay attention to how Buscema would lay out like a page, because I love his Savage Sword of Conan and other stuff. He was just an amazing, amazing artist. Taken way too soon. Fuck you, cancer. Fuck you. I think Sal's still around. So that's the cardinal. Should really make that a bit more sweeping, but yeah, this isn't really the right pen for this anyway. But hey, this is more for me than anything else, so. I'll probably include it if I get like a trade paperback or something like that. Then or what they call Tankabomb. I will include some of my concept art in it, hopefully. I'd like to, because I always like that when people do that in graphic novels and things, and trades. Alright then. So that's the Cardinal. We're good with him for right now. I'm going to let everything kind of dry. Get a water too. Okay. As I was talking about it. Alright, so these are actually done on the leader paper, which is the paper that you generally use for manga over in Japan. That wasn't really it's not thick enough for me. I mean, I got some of it. I'll say this: it's cheap. It's not really thick enough for me, so I didn't really want to use it. Put that over there to dry. But this is one of my attempts at working with the G pen again, and this is the lead character. It's Ashley Miller. And then I did. Apparently, I got a few of these in here. Is that one I inked? Not sure if that. Actually, I'm not sure if that one's one I inked. Maybe. Yeah, it's got to be. I can tell by the fill in here. Okay, so that's one of them. Then I did this one as well, where I did some sticking with the tissue. You know, just kind of dabbed it in the ink and did some plucking around because I always kind of like that look. And that was the other version of it that I did. So I've inked this with the G pen a few times just to kind of get a feel for it. And this is me like reteaching myself how to use it. Yeah, that one's a printout. Okay. I think I was testing how the printer worked with it. Where is my folder? Under my purse. That's definitely where it should be. What time is it? 4:17? Now we got time. All right. Get that out of the way so I don't trip over it, because I'm good at that. All right. So this is the turnaround I was working on. Did a little sketch at the top of the head, and I was kind of trying to combine a little bit of American kind of art style with the with manga-esque. But I don't think we're gonna go with it. But hey, it's why I doodled it. This is just a roughy page, as it were. Lid. The infamous whiteout. Do I have my pull list thing on this? I do not. Okay. Oh, I do want to do a pull list today. I'm going to do that in a minute when I finish getting all my nifty toys out. These are all different sizes and types of lead. I've been sketching this out with a 2H because it's less smudgy. I've been working a lot more with a 2B. I have a 9 and a 5 for the 2B lead, but I haven't. Again, the 9 I got mainly because of Daniel Warren Johnson. He's like, yeah, I pencil with a 9, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I gotta say, I also have 2H lead in this brand, but this Neox Graphite Lead. Oh yeah, it's incredible. I'll props to Dan for that. That's all him. That was just great lead. Doesn't seem to break as easy. I will say the 2B lead though, you go through it really fast. This has a 2H lead in it. My my Staedtler lead holder from the Kubert School. I have taken some classes with them. Let's see, this is 7. So I usually use between the two 5s, and if I need to do like certain types of lines, I'll switch it up. So we got that. But I want to do a pull list today because I got something that I really, really want to work with. This will be done on a live stream at some point. Superman versus the Flash. This will be fun. And yeah, I paid $14.99 to get a Treasury Edition sketch cover. I love Treasury Edition comics. I've just always been a huge fan of them. So this is the infamous race, I believe, between Superman and the Flash. Plastic, if I can get it in. Comes pre-poly-bagged. Oh, pre-bagged. No board. I think I have boards that will fit this. I think I got some magazine boards. Yeah, I do, because I have all of my Ninja Turtle stuff in like full archival stuff. And the first like 4 issues, I shouldn't say the majority, but the first 4 issues of the classic run are all like oversized. So there we go. That out. Not gonna put that on the wedding thing. That over there. So yeah, we got Superman versus the Flash, the greatest race of all time. It has a wonderful Treasury Edition. Scarlet Speedster or the Man of Tomorrow? Who will win? We got the original cover on here. And we have the extra unreleased plans for the Fortress of Solitude. That's really cool. And we have another, was it 2 full-length novels guest starring the Justice League, How to Draw the Flash, 3D diorama, plus other super speed features. Oh, I love this stuff. This stuff is great. Jet boots. Yeah. I haven't read this book since I was a kid. Yep, and the, was it How to Draw the Flash is by the Flash, the original artist, Carmine Infantino. That's pretty sweet. I'll be careful to turning pages. My fingers, because of my MS, make it difficult to turn pages at times. One of the reasons why I usually read my comics all digitally. But yeah, such good stuff. I'm trying to find the credits for the issue. So I forget who drew it. I don't think that's Kurt Swan. But yeah, great, great stuff. I'd say it at the end. Got the great race and everything in here. I'm not going to go through the entire book page by page because I don't want to get hit with the copyright thing or anything. Granted, I'm turning pretty quick, but yeah. But as they race across the world, saving people as they go. Do you want to look at the plans for the Fortress of Solitude? Because that's really cool. There's no credit page. I'll have to Google it and see who it was. I'm not positive who did the art on it, but hey. Plans for the Fortress of Solitude. Oh, that's awesome. I used to love this stuff. There was a G.I. Joe treasury that like gave a detailed look at the pit, and I thought that was great. Oh, Candor. Wall City of Candor. We got the Flash puzzle. How to draw the Flash. Carmine Infantino. Amazing, amazing artist. This stuff is just great. So you got the head, how to like rough out the body shape and everything. We got how to draw him moving really fast. It's really awesome. Oh, so good. Race to the, let's see, Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito did this one. Stories by E. Nielsen Bridwell. Race to the End of the Universe. So this will be the second story arc that's in here. I'm wondering if it's Ross, Andrew and Mike Esposito who drew it because the style looks similar. Yeah, I'm gonna check that right now because I'm actually curious. That's right. Yep, it was Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito. They did all the art on it for the Superman Flash race. Very nice, very nice. God, and this is done in a Treasury edition of from 1976. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's another one that does say Kurt Swan in there too, and like, from 1967. Okay, so second story was definitely those two guys because I found the credits for it. This might be Kurt Swan because it doesn't have a signature; it just has the numbers in the corner. So I would put it in the 60s. No, 1976. So yeah, this would be them. That's what this is. Originally published as limited collector's edition. 1976. This is not the one from 67. So this is Um, the original too. It's not Kurt Swan. I thought uh, yeah, it's not what I thought it was. No. I should do a how-to on a live stream. That could be fun. I have done a few things like that on live streams. But I was doing actually one of the things I did on live streams. One of my early live streams, I did a Frazetta study on it, and I'd love to do something else like that, like pick another artist and do like a study of their style. Alright, this one drives me nuts if I put it in that way, because I generally never put anything in the way people think you put it in. I always put it in upside down. Because when it goes in the boxes, it pushes all the air out the bottom. And then you can flip through your box quicker. Do not get the tape on that. Actually, I'm willing to bet that my friend Dave actually bagged this for me. I'm a little surprised he didn't bag it upside down, because he's one of the people who taught me to do that. Whatever. My friend Dave, I get all my comics through. I usually refer to him as my drug dealer. And, yeah. I mainly just collect sketch covers to work on. And let's just say I have a lot that I still need to work on. this one looks like it'll be fun to do, and I think I would definitely do that. But yeah, how to stream could definitely be good. I could definitely get into that and enjoy doing that. Hmm. Maybe another art study or something. Who knows? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use that for this. I don't like her eyes on that very much. I went way too manga for the look, I think. I do like the bigger eyes. I've always been into big eyes. I think when I first started drawing, I wanted to draw comic strips, and the main comic I used to look to was Garfield. I love Jim Davis's style. I think I'm going to stick with more how I typically draw eyes, which I am a student of Michael Turner. I love how he drew eyes. I love Michael Turner's art in general. That could be a fun one for me to do an art study of Mike Turner. Mike Turner, Mark Silvestri could be kind of cool. I could go with one of my other major inspirations of Joe Mad or Todd McFarlane. I am going to do I'm working on a video right now that's, I fucked that up. I'm working on a video right now that I'm going to release that's basically going to be Quentin Tarantino style comics. Quentin Tarantino did a comic book. How would he do it? And I'm a huge Tarantino fan, movie wise. I love his movies. Actually, own all of them, including ones he's like just written and stuff like that. I haven't gotten one. I don't have though is Natural Born Killers because he hated what Oliver Stone did to that. So I can kind of work with it. I can kind of work with that. I understand. But like I have Dust Till Dawn and stuff like that as well, which he was in. He did some stuff with writing with it, but I mean, it was done by his pal Robert Rodriguez. So it's just a fun movie. I still want the big like kid eyes. So yeah, I think that'd be better. If I stuck more with that. So yeah, I mean, I could easily do something that would work. This is a maybe for the design. Now with this right here, something that I do a lot is I actually rough out, um, like quick poses digitally. I actually have a whole, I have an entire like folder full of like default poses that I've drawn. So if I go to a convention or something like that, and somebody's like, "Can you draw me this character?" I can go through my pose collection, then I light box it, and I draw the character. That way, I'm not making more work for myself. So I have a base turnaround sheet for characters. Now I had to make a new one for this one because I didn't have Little Girl as one of them done, but now I do. I just printed it out at a very low opacity, and just like the quick little outline. Like my full on ones that I have are like I have all the 3-dimensional boxes into them and all that of how to kind of lay them out and things. I got the idea from another friend of mine, Sketchcraft, that he had actually done it and drawn out a bunch of them, and he's just like, "Yep, there. This is how I do this." And I was like, "That's cool." Speaking of Sketchcraft, he just went live. Did a video. He's doing a video on like the best Marvel Rivals art or something. It looked pretty cool. I'll watch it later. I'm pretty sure it's a pre-recorded video they just released, so I don't feel bad if I miss it. So nobody commented in the live chat. Oh, kind of sucks. Nobody's commenting on YouTube. Is what it is. I used to use StreamYard for multi-streaming and stuff like that, but I don't want to pay for StreamYard. It's like god gross expensive. They have a free version, but I don't really want their watermark and stuff on it. So I was like, it's got to be a way I can do this through OBS. Lo and behold, it was 18. I love the fact they called it 18. As one of the most powerful metals in the Mistborn universe by Brandon Sanderson. Really loved it. And that lets me stream to wherever the hell I want. And I use another bot client to so I can see all the chats in like one place. And I'm really paranoid because there's one time I did this, I completely missed a bunch of YouTube chats. I'll admit that a lot of the turnarounds is me eyeballing where stuff is. The characters kind of get them to line up. I need to make this as a t-shirt. So this is the little girl that finds Ashley and asks her if she can slay a monster for her. So Ashley has a sign out. She's homeless, and part of her tragic backstory that led to her being quote unquote chosen. And she's like sitting underneath in the back alleys of apartments and things. And she has a little signboard that literally says on it, "We'll kill monsters for food." And Ashley has seen her, she's seen Ashley around, and goes to her and is like, "Something happened to my mommy and daddy. Can you get rid of it?" And that will be part of it. Definitely got some wind. figure she's kind of in one of those, girly t-shirts where the sleeves are way too high. I hate those things. Don't mind the ones that are like cut for me, because we'll take like my hips into account and things like that. But yeah, it does not really. She doesn't really have hips yet. She's only supposed to be like maybe 11 at the oldest. I had given her the manga eyes in here, so I'll keep it kind of consistent for now. You'll be lurking in the background. Got to drive. Oh, that I definitely approve of that. Don't talk and drive. Well, don't type and drive. I don't want you to get killed. I appreciate the lurking. Yeah, I messed that up. All right. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I'm not going to be drawing manga eyes, like the straight up manga eyes. I don't do it on any really the other characters, so much better just drawing kind of big eyes, but don't mind. Yeah, that's more me. That's definitely more me. Good hair. And I should probably do. It should be cut off a little bit higher. cool thing with skirts is you can always make them a little bit wider. And she's effectively wearing ballet flats. Actually have to fix these ones. Wasn't really thinking when I did that. It's kind of funny too because when it comes to like shoes, ballet flats tend to be one of my default things that I wear. I don't really do heels. Being like 6 feet tall, I don't really do heels. Also, with my balance issues at this point, nope. Okay. Yeah, so she's got like a pleated maxi skirt that she's wearing with the t-shirt. Maxi skirt can be both like a dress and a skirt, so you can pull it up high and it can work as a dress. Or you can wear it as a skirt. Multi-purpose. One of my go-tos. I'm going out or something like that. And I want to look a little nice. Maxi skirt usually works. Really like maxi skirts. Mm-hmm. Let's fix up these eyes because I just really don't like them. That'd be kind of cool to do like the anime eyes for the kid, but you know, that's just not me. I never really liked drawing eyes like that. I guess in some ways I'm more of a fan of some of the seinen artwork, like stuff from like Blade of the Immortal and Vagabond, Berserk. They definitely have a manga style, but it's different. It's a little bit more serious. I mean, I love stylized artwork. I definitely consider myself a stylized artist more than a realistic artist, but this Mike Turner's eyes always just kind of called to me. So I kind of think about those when I do eyes. That's a bit better. I think I like that a bit better. I have to name her too, which I haven't done. My script she's just listed as the girl. So I was debating on using her for a bit more of a character for some things. Like, instead of just like a one and done for the one shot, but actually use her more. We get the full series going. Not really looking for crazy detail work or anything with this, just to kind of give me a turnaround idea. All right, is getting on towards 5. I only wanted to really go about 2 hours, so getting towards the end of the stream. Hope people had fun. It was great seeing people. Jay, it was amazing seeing you. I haven't seen you for a bit. I'm glad you're kind of back. And as it, we also had a visit from Tim earlier, I think. Tintros. So definitely good seeing him too. I stopped by briefly, but it was nice to see him. And all you other viewers out there in YouTube and Twitch land. Hopefully be back next week at the same bat time, same bat channel, doing some art. I might do, like I was saying, maybe we'll do a study or something, or I'll do like a how-to on something. I really got to finish the Tarantino video. I really enjoyed making that. What I've done so far with it. It's all because of my friend Daphne when she was reading my Stray Cat manga that I did a couple years ago, and she's like, "This thing's like reading a Tarantino movie." And that was like exactly what I was trying to go with. So yeah, that was good. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here. We got 7 minutes to the hour, but I gotta go wrangle cats and other things to get them down here. Because when Jeff gets home, I don't want him bothered. I don't want the cats bothering him. He doesn't really want to deal with them, and I completely understand. He lives here too. So the other roommate has it. But anyway, I'd like to ask everybody if they could just to do me the favors of, the basic stuff. What? Didn't want to go back to that immediately. I want to get the like, comment, and subscribe stuff out there, though. So yeah, got all that out there. Get the notifications, that whole thing. Really appreciate everybody. And yeah, I'm going to call it here. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. Great set of days. And said hopefully be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I may try to do some pop-up streams here and there during the week. Really enjoyed doing that for a bit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Till then, bye.